are Arlen and Lois Hagee. We are dairy farmers from Southcentral PA. Our milking parlor that we milk in is a double 11 herringbone. We can milk around 110 to 120 cows an hour, maybe a little more than that if everything goes well. Yeah, we have 3 children. We've been married for 31 years. We have 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, Willie and Lori and Alex. Our 2 sons are married. They each have places of their own, and yeah. We've always enjoyed watching YouTube videos, so we're going to try doing this, see how it goes. And we milk in a double 11 parlor. The original parlor my dad would have built in the early 70s, and then it was remodeled in 99. Yeah, we can milk around 120 cows an hour, give or take a little. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. My wife Lois loves animals. I'm sure she'll be doing some of the videos from time to time, if not half of them probably. But yeah, I'm sure you'll see our other animals too. We have some goats and a few miniature horses, and a lot of cats on the farm. But yeah, we've always enjoyed watching other people's videos and learned a lot from them, and we've been talking about trying this for a couple of years. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, my wife Lois is very much involved in the farm as well. She maybe don't put quite as many hours in as she used to when we were first married, but she still helps out quite a bit. Does a lot of different things. So I had said about having our herd of linebacks and Holsteins. Here's what your typical linebacks look like. You know, there's a Holstein. Obviously, there's another Holstein, but there's several linebacks right here in a row waiting outside the parlor. So some of them are more spreckled like this one, and some of them are mostly white, but some of them are, yeah, more solid colored, but they always, the solid colored ones always have a line down their back. So yeah, one of the features of a lineback, they always have colored ears and nose, regardless of what the rest of the markings are. If they're more spreckled and mostly white, they still have a colored ears and nose. I'm sure I'll say more about lineback cows as time goes on, but it's kind of interesting. Probably 35 years or more ago, there was a neighbor man that moved into our area and had 2 of them in his herd. And they always intrigued me, and a couple years after that, I was at a sale and was buying some springing heifers, and heifers were going to soon have their calves. And yeah, they had some there and ended up buying one. That was the beginning of it. And then probably 10 years after that, we started really breeding more heavily for them. We really like them. We're just about done milking. We got 1 more line to bring in. 9 more cows to milk. So. Yeah, this is up in our freestall barn. We're just finishing up milking here, or just finished up milking and finishing up a couple other things. So yeah, this here is our whey trough. We feed whey. It comes from a local cheese plant that's a couple miles away. We've been feeding it about 10 or 12 years. And yeah, it's a really good feed source. The cows, there is some nutritional value in it. It's the byproduct of after they make cheese. When they take milk and make cheese, there's about 85% of it is left over after the cheese process is done, and so that's what this is. So for every 1,000 gallon of milk that they would use to make whey or to make cheese, it'd be about 850 gallon of whey comes out from that. There's different enzymes and salts in it from the cheese process. We're all done for another morning. The parlor's all washed up and clean and ready for the next milking. Yeah, I enjoy milking, but it's always a good feeling when we're done and everything's clean and ready for the day. We didn't have a lot of things on the go again today, but the next couple of days will be able to be a little busier. We still have some wheat to plant for small grain, and we have some land we had on a farm we had bought 6-7 years ago. Had some wooded area, and we were getting it cleared off. Need to haul a little dirt tomorrow. We have our own dump cart that we here on the farm we would have got a number of years ago. It's a fairly heavy duty dump cart we pull behind the tractor. Yeah, needs a little bit of work done to it. One frame's cracking a little bit. Need to do a little bit of welding, but yeah, I think my son's planning to do that here either yet today or first thing in the morning. So yeah, we're planning. For our feed storage, we have 3 silos. We have a 20x85 harvest store. We put snap leads or ear leads in that we feed for energy for high moisture corn. Then we have a 24x88 and a 20x85. We also have a couple trenches that we put silage in as well. We have 4 trenches that we put a couple different kinds of feed in. One of them has corn silage, and 2 of them have triticale small grain silage. Then we have another one that would have Sudex. That's a sorghum Sudan grass cross. We put up a couple ag bags too, as we just don't have quite enough storage with the trenches and silos. Bale wrap quite a bit of hay. In a year's time, we probably wrap 500-600 bales of hay. And so yeah, it's kind of where consists of our barn, which means you set them to lock and they automatically lock them whenever they put their heads through to eat. I think we have 110 headlocks in here, maybe 106 free stalls, I think. We're usually fairly full. The heifers, we move the heifers in here when they're bred about 4 to 5 months, and the dry cows are in here as well. About twice a week, we need to lock them up, and we separate out the ones that are springing, that are soon going to have calves. We try to put them in a different pen about 2 or 3 weeks before they have their calves. My son Willie's doing the feeding this afternoon. He's just got done running out the cows silage. So, yeah, there's our tractor and mixer wagon that we feed with. I had mentioned there about needing to haul some dirt to finish fixing up a field here that we cleared off. There's about 6 acres, give or take a little, up here on top of the hill. This used to be all wooded area, and about a year ago we had a logging company come in and take the trees all off. They clear cut it. Anything that was big enough to go for lumber, they cut up and sent off to get sawn for lumber, and all the smaller stuff they cut up for firewood. So yeah, there's a couple spots where some of the bigger trees had bigger roots, that there's some holes in the ground that we need to get some dirt up here to fill in. But yeah, overall it's looking pretty good. And then we need to work it up, and there's going to be a little sticks here and there that need picked up and cleaned up. And yeah, trying to gain extra farmland where we can. Farmland in our area is really expensive, and they're not making any more of it. So yeah, and it's back here, most of our land is limestone soil, but this ground, the upper part of our back part of our one farm, is slate land, or shale some people would call it. It grows good crops as long as you get rain, but if it gets dry, it don't do near as good as the limestone. So yep, so there's no rocks to contend with back here. A lot of the ground that we clear, we have a lot of rocks to get rid of, but this will just be cleaning it up and leveling it up and finishing cutting all the stumps or all the roots off that are still sticking up a few places. So yeah, we'll maybe have some more video when we're back here working. I'm out here in one of our soybean fields. They were here yesterday combining. They're here again today. Our beans this year aren't anything to brag about. They were really nice and tall and beautiful and bushy, and the beans we have are double cropped after we took triticale off for silage in the spring, small grain silage. And we had a really dry all of May and early June. And then July it started raining, and it rained. We never got an overabundance of rain, but enough to make the corn crop. We had a tremendous corn crop. But the beans, around the middle of August, it kind of quit raining. We didn't get a whole lot of rain the last 2 weeks of August. And then the first week of September got really, really hot. It was probably some of the hottest weather we had all summer. And right there when the beans were trying to finish filling the pods. And yeah, the beans got tall. They got up about waist high. But they, yeah, I guess ran out of, or didn't have enough moisture right in the middle of that heat. Then we got some more rain after that and really turned off. Like our last cut in hay really made a lot of stuff, but it was just a little bit too late to finish filling the beans out. The beans are small in the pods, and the top pods of on the stalks, there's hardly any beans, or they're in there, but they're just really, really small. So yeah, but every year is a different story, different challenges. You take the good with the bad, and they're still averaging around 55 bushel. So it's not terrible, but it's not quite what we're used to. But yeah, yep, it's could be a lot worse. So yeah, we're thankful for what we're getting. Yeah, I was saying about the beans not being real good over the areas where the soil's more shallow. Yeah, it's like right here's a spot. This spot isn't real big, but they just don't hardly have any beans in the pods at all. They're just really, really small. Most of the fields don't have real many spots, but there are spots through there. But then, yeah, one out through the holla and other areas, they're really good looking too. Out there here combining our beans today. We get a local guy that does custom work to combine them for us. They have a couple different machines. The one they have here is a John Deere. They have really wide heads on them, so they take a lot of stuff at a time. The machine cuts the whole plant off, and it goes into the machine, and then it shells off the beans and puts them in a bin and spits everything else out the back and spreads it out. Trailers that they haul them in hold between 900 and 1,000 bushel. And so yeah, the soybeans are good for protein, and there's some oil in the beans when you feed them, when you roast them and roll them or grind them a little bit. Yeah, they make really good feed for cows, or cattle in general, but for us it's dairy cows. So yeah, this is what the soybeans look like in a trailer. These big trailers hold around 900 to 1,000 bushel. Yeah, soybeans are good for protein. They can either be made into soybean meal, where they press the oil out of them for other uses, or you can just roast them and grind them a little bit or roll them a little bit and feed them that way. And with the oil in them, the oil converts to energy, and the bean itself has protein in, and mix that in with the feed for the cows, and it makes really good feed. So yeah, there's a field of corn right here beside it that on the other side there's a lane that divides these two fields. Yeah, they just finished up with this field, and this field over here will probably be shelling this corn here in a week or so as dry corn. We didn't need it for silage or high moisture, so we're thankful we have some left to shell for dry. Some of it we put on storage for calf feed. Young calves can't eat high moisture grains, or they need dry feed and dry hay. So yeah, we need some for that, and we'll probably have a little bit to sell too, so that'll be nice. So